Hi everybody, Steve Colescott for EliteFTS.com. We're doing a video roundtable. We have some of our team members mixed in with some guests. And we're going to talk a little bit about, we have people from a variety of sports, mostly powerlifting. We have some from the bodybuilding world, some that do figure, some that do strongman. The question here is, what do they love about their sport? What would they like to change, and what type of change would make it more popular? Okay, Ken?
Okay, what I love about the sport, I just like that it's such an extreme sport that you push yourself beyond any limits that you think that, there's no limit to set for yourself. You continuously amaze yourself at the progress that you make when you put yourself in this environment to train heavy. And I just like it. It's such an extreme sport. What I don't like is just echoing what everybody's saying with the banter back and forth between raw and equipped lifters, etc. I think that we could do without that, but for the most part, I think a lot of the lifters respect each other. Strength is strength, whether you're wearing gear or whether you're raw. It's a totally different animal. It's like comparing apples to oranges, and everybody wants to compare the same thing. As far as promoting the sport, I think it's really important to lead by example. I know for myself, there's a lot of coworkers that are getting interested in stuff because you're competing and they're interested in how you're doing and going to competitions. I had my 17-year-old son's done a couple of meets. I really encourage him. He wants to do some more. He's getting into it. That's great. One of the things that I think is really excellent, where we're from anyway, there's a couple of guys that are powerlifters in around the Toronto area that have powerlifting teams for their schools, and they have school meets. So I've had my son down there too, and you see all these high school kids that are starting to lift and get into training and getting interested in it. And so, I think you just have to encourage people to get into it, and whether it's young people, older people. It's awesome to go to the Worlds and see everybody from 16-year-old kid up to 70-year-old men and women lifting. It's for everybody. It's not just limited to a certain dynamic. So, you just keep being positive and lead by example.
Okay.
I'm definitely a fan as well of the extreme nature of the sport. I really like challenging myself. I'm kind of an all or nothing person, so something that's one rep is right up my alley, right? I love getting stronger and pushing myself. And of course, what everyone else said, the community is really, really big. I've always been welcomed at meets. You always go down, and there's always someone that, lends you a pair of wraps if you forgot them, or they have an extra pair of socks or something, There's never any, negativity that I've ever had at a meet. It's usually, like they were saying, just on social media and stuff, but anyone can say anything behind a computer, right? What I would change, I think having a little bit more consistency with some of the judging. From meet to meet, you'll get all these IPF does this and SPF does that, and there's so many different federations that you get so many different opinions on what should be a legal lift or what was not legal, and you have all these people arguing about it, and it just kind of starts things. So I think if there was a little bit more consistency in that area, it would definitely help probably reduce some of the bantering back and forth. So, and I guess what I think would make it more a bigger sport was kind of what Ken was saying, leading by example, showing people that you don't have to be this amount of strength to be able to compete in a meet. You can go in and squat the bar. As long as you can do the bar, you can do a meet, right? And just kind of encouraging, especially women, which it has been getting bigger in that aspect. But just showing people that they can do it too. It's fun, you don't have to be at a certain level, right?
Mm-hmm. Ben, talk about the bodybuilding pros and cons.
I think the thing that drew me to bodybuilding originally is, everybody talks about challenging themselves, and that's certainly a big part of it. But especially for me, I think it's a a big outlet for artistic expression. You know, you take something that you have control over and you change it to become something else. And to me, that was a very alluring athletic endeavor, even though I'm not, you know, in a physical competition against somebody else. It's very much a physical competition within myself. What would I change about bodybuilding? Oh man, what a question. I think the thing that ruins the sport for a lot of people is the self-centered, you know, narcissism that's just rampant in the sport. I think we need more people that genuinely give a shit about everybody else's ability to compete and enjoy the experience for themselves. The camaraderie that a lot of the powerlifters talk about at the meets, you don't see that at bodybuilding shows. Unless you bring your own crew of people there that are fans of you, everybody pretty much hates each other. Especially the figure girls backstage I mean, it's hilarious seeing some of the caddy. They're starving to death. And really it's like, going into a show and saying, I want to be better for myself and I want to beat my previous self versus I want to get a placing, you know, I would bet that all the powerlifters on the team don't want to show up to a meet and win because somebody else got injured or bombed out. At a bodybuilding show, I want to be my best. Do I want to win a show because my friends who are competing missed their peak? No, I want to compete against the best, and I want to win because I deserve it, not because somebody else had a poor situation that they had to go through. So I think in bodybuilding, I think we need more people like the John Meadows type people who genuinely give a shit about everybody else's experience that they're going through. So that's, I guess, both what I dislike the most and also how we can change things is kind of embracing everybody else's experience as part of the whole, you know, thing. I mean, why are there so many men's physique guys taking over the bodybuilding stage? Is because the bodybuilders all hate each other and talk shit about each other and want each other to lose. Well, it's no wonder they're going into something that has, you know, less intense dieting, less intense training, you know, more selfies, more narcissism, you know. I mean, it makes no sense that the sport is growing in that direction when it really should be growing in the direction that it was for the first 50 years. So I think more people should focus on internal, you know, improvement and less on everybody else failing.